Folks, thanks for joining us today. My name is John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll be spending the next 45 minutes to an hour or so discussing one of the tools we make available to our agents, our contracted agents, that help enhance your selling atmosphere and the abilities that you have to market yourself in the Medicare space. We're really proud of the relationship that we have with CSG as part of our Medicare Center, and we'll be discussing that throughout the course of the next hour or so. Keep in mind, today's presentation is being recorded, and it will be sent to you, the link to that recording, along with other material that we reference through the course of the presentation to everybody who's raised their hand. I would ask you to make use of the software package that has a place in it that says questions. We normally answer all the questions through the course of the presentation. We want to make certain that we address any concerns that you have, supply you with the information you need to properly use this tool that can really help you and enhance the success of you and your agency. So we'll start, however, with a bit of a level set about Premier Marketing. We are a national marketing organization founded in 1968 that's part of the Integrity Marketing Platform. We have offices across the country. We act as an insurance wholesaler, providing insurance products to the public through independent insurance agents such as yourself. And we do so through contracts that are at the highest possible commission levels, with recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. And we do so through a full portfolio of insurance products. And it includes the basics for Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, and prescription drug plans in the Medicare arena directly. But we also offer a full portfolio of life insurance and annuity products, final expense and pre-need programs, long and short-term care plans, disability income programs, and ancillary benefits such as dental, vision, hearing, critical illness cancer plans, hospital indemnity, accident plans, and even the introduction of a telehealth program this month. That Medicare Advantage portfolio includes all the national carriers and many of the strong regionals that can make a difference for you in your market. And we do so through a relationship with these carriers. Because of our size, we're able to leverage that production and help you with the marketing of Medicare Advantage and prescription drug programs. Because that same philosophy carries over into this category where the national carriers are there for you, for your use through our organization. And when we speak of Medicare supplements, we have a very robust portfolio of products that are available to you and the tools that help make you successful in that space. And that's one of the reasons we ask CSG to help us with these presentations on a regular basis, because this area can be greatly influenced by the use of the programs that they offer that are available through our Medicare Center program. When you speak of ancillary products, in each of those categories, we have the national leaders available for you as well. And this is also, in certain circumstances, a great way to access these programs through the CSG tool as well. So we're really enthused about today's topic because it can help you address this huge market opportunity we have in the Medicare space. You don't come on one of these presentations without someone like me talking about the aging of the baby boomers, the silver tsunami, 1 every 10 seconds, over 10,000 people a day. A bit of a misnomer, actually, if you look at the Medicare market, however, because if you're looking at it based just on someone turning 65, you're missing part of it. And one of the challenges you'll find is some of the people that can access benefits at 65 don't do so immediately, and they may come into the coverage later. And those are people we need to be aware of and how we can address some of their needs until that happens. But that shortfall that whittles down the aging of the baby boomers is more than compensated by the fact that about 1/6 to 1/7 of the Medicare population is under the age of 65, accessing those benefits because of disability. And the programs that we offer and the tools that we offer, such as the one we'll discuss today, can really help this population as well, because when you look at Medicare overall, they've got some challenges with their health. 2/3 of the population have 3+ chronic conditions, so we need a variety of programs to address those needs. and we need to do so in a fashion that fits their budget, because income and savings can be a challenge with the demographic as well. Having a variety of programs available to address those needs, and the programs to help quote and sell those programs are paramount for our success, and we want to make certain that we supply them for you. Because folks have choices. You don't have to do anything when they come on Medicare. They could even decline Part B if they chose to do so. Most don't. You'll have a portion of the population that'll pick up Part B to help them with their drug costs, and they self-insure for some of the medical pieces of it. But the largest proportion of these people that are on Medicare, I'm getting close there myself, it seems like, but there's a good chunk of them that will take out one of the standardized, modernized Medicare supplements. We need tools then to market and sell them. And there's a portion that will opt into the Part C programs, the Medicare Advantage plans, as an option to overall handle some of their needs. And the tool that we discussed today even has some demographics that can help us in that area. Because it's pretty much an even split. We need to be prepared for whatever we encounter when we discuss the challenges that people on Medicare have with their health care costs, whether they take whatever route it happens to be. We can have the plans there to help them and the tools to help put them into those programs. That diverse population, we need to be able to, as they used to say on the old TV series Friends, we need to be able to pivot. And that's what we're looking to do here with some of the tools. And because it is Medicare and it's full of acronyms, part of the thing that you'll find on the follow-up that we send is a guide to those acronyms. So a little bit of help there so you can discuss things intelligently with your population. Also, because Medicare sets up the different enrollment periods that we encounter, we need to make certain that we are abiding by those regulations and making certain that whatever election period we use, we're doing so properly, but with an opportunity to also cross-sell and offer plans that aren't affected by any of the special election periods. And by that, I mean particularly Medicare supplement plans, which today's presentation, you'll see it's a great tool to use in that area. We also see, however, that there's a whole bunch of folks out there that they don't look at their programs on an annual basis. We have a bunch of hubbubaloo about AEP and the mass that we have to discuss with the options that they have, and we see that the majority of them don't use the tools that are out there. They don't make use of some of the technology because they might have some challenges because of their background or whatever, but we also see that even if they did, they don't necessarily understand what they're reading, which enhances our role as independent agents because we have tools that can help explain that as well. And they don't use what's out there in a whole bunch of cases. So we want to make certain that they know what is covered by Medicare and how they can access that information. They are mailed a Medicare and You kit unless they sign up for an electronic version every October, but it's a document like probably your own health insurance coverage where you don't read every page of it and you may not understand what is covered and what is not until you need to use it. And so we need to make certain that we have the tools that can help explain these different options that they have, and do so not only in the old style where we're sitting across the table, the kitchen table, face to face. With today's new normal, we need to make certain that we can pivot once again to a virtual presentation and have tools that will enable us to do so. So when we look at some of the things that they're challenged with, the population that we address, you have different things that come into play with different demographics where they may not have the internet, believe it or not, or know how to access it, or they may have it and they're not proficient at its use, or have some challenges understanding it because of hearing or eyesight or possible dementia. Are there problems with language barriers or whatever else that come into play? And so it solidifies our role as insurance agents of using the tools that are out there. Many folks are well aware of the Medicare Plan Finder. We can use that. We can use some of the other options that are available there through different organizations, but they don't act as a sales tool. And we need to make certain that we realize that, because if we do make use of some of the other tools that are available to us, we may lose control of our prospect or client. We don't have them in a database that can help us on a regular basis for follow-up. Our annual reviews can be more of a challenge. We may be non-compliant. Heaven knows we don't need that. And then, of course, we use some of those tools and they inadvertently enroll themselves. Who gets credit for that sale? Not us. And we need to make certain then that we use some of the choices that are there in the market. And our organization and our parent organization has done a lot of research as to different tools that should be part of a program that we offer to our agents. And so we created Medicare Center with a couple of tools in there that help with Medicare Advantage and PD programs, but also CSG actuarial that help us in the different areas that they excel at. And we'll talk about those in a moment. So that's something that is available without cost to our agents. It's an all-in-one system, a singular electronic access with a universal login. It has a CRM that comes as part of the program as well. But what we're here to finally discuss as I roll down off of my caffeine here is the applications that are available to us, the opportunities for tools that are available to us through CSG Actuarial and our relationship with our platform partner. So we've invited our dear friend Taylor McDonald with CSG Actuarial to come in and give us a run through of some things that she feels will be helpful for us in utilizing this tool to its full advantage. So at this time, I would like to introduce Taylor and turn control of the computers over to her and ask her to help us with some additional information. So there we are, Taylor.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. Today, I'm going to be walking through the CSG platform that allows you to quote any of these products you see here on the screen. And then we're also going to be walking through the Medicare Supplement e-application. So not only can you quote these tools, but you can also submit Medicare Supplement e-applications directly from this platform, which is what we're going to be touching on today. So there's a couple different ways to get to the e-applications. If you want to start a new Medicare Supplement e-application, you'd start by running a quote for your client. However, there's also a way from this dashboard to get into any applications that you've already started or that you've already submitted. And that's where you'd click View Active here under e-applications. I'm going to start today by starting a new e-application. So underneath Medicare Supplement, I'll go ahead and click Run Quote. This is the search parameters page where we'll enter anything about our client. So we can enter our zip code, we can enter our client's age, gender, tobacco status, how we'd like to sort the results by, the plan type we'd like to run the quote for, and the effective date. So we'll go ahead and hit Get Quote. One thing I also want to point out is that you do have access to this Client Manager. So that's another piece of the software that you do have access to through Premier's quoting tool. And if you select any of your clients from your dropdown, it will automatically pull in their quote credentials. So I'll go ahead and hit Get Quote to run a new quote. And any of the carriers that would have the e-application associated with it, where we can actually go into the application directly on our quoting tool, would have an Apply Now button. So as we scroll down, you see that we have this Apply Now button. And if we go ahead and click that, then we can go right into the eApp. I'm going to scroll down to this United World Life Insurance Company today, and I'm going to click Apply Now. So the first time that you're doing an e-application for a particular carrier in a particular state, so maybe I'm doing United World Life for the very first time in Nebraska, I would have to validate my agent name and my producer number. So today I'm going to be David Perlberg, and this is my producer number for this example today. But you can see that in this scenario, I've already entered that, so it automatically populated. So you only have to enter that one time. So now we're in the e-application portion. We're still on the quoting tool. We didn't have to log into another system. We didn't have to go to the carrier's website. We didn't have to use a user and password or remember any of that information. It just took us right into the application, which makes it very easy to be all done in one place. So we'll go ahead and select the underwriting type today. I'm going to do open enrollment. We'll select the plan eligibility, date of birth. our Medicare Part A and Part B effective date. And again, I'm just going to be entering this today for an example, just some example numbers here. So don't worry too much about what I'm entering as far as, obviously I can't type a year in the future. So just know that this is just an example today that we're walking through, and I won't actually be submitting an application today, but hopefully this will give you a good idea of how to actually use the e-application. One thing I do want to point out is you will see the carrier name you selected up here in the right-hand corner, as well as the plan type and the price of the plan, or the premium of the plan. It also shows the quoted gender, age, and tobacco status. So as I click continue and move through the e-application, I want you to know that this application is what we call a smart application. So it's going to update in real time if we make any changes throughout the application that would adjust things such as price, or make us not eligible, or make our client rather not eligible for coverage. So we'll say how we heard about this carrier, maybe direct mail. And here's the example I was referring to when it would change premium. So maybe we quoted a plan G, but as we're going through, we realized that we actually want a plan N. You can see at the top that the e-application updates in real time, and it adjusts the price and the plan accordingly. So you never have to worry that you have to restart the application. Anything you adjust along the way, we'll go ahead and adjust in real time. We'll go ahead and enter just a test name here. We'll enter the address, the zip code, city, state. We'll enter our phone number here. And then the email address is very important. So the reason is because if we enter an email address here, that's where the signature is going to be sent. So if we do an e-signature, we have the email for an option. We want to make sure that we enter this correctly so that when it's sent, we get it at the right email address. So really make sure when you're typing in your client's email address that you double check that all. We'll confirm the date of birth, the age, the gender. We'll enter the height and weight. And again, if we enter anything that was maybe pushing them into a higher price premium, it would adjust you automatically, which is why this is spinning. It's thinking, it's updating in real time. So we're going to continue to move through this application, and you'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen, I'll get a green check mark on any of these sections that are actually completed. So any of the yellow or blank sections means that the information is not complete yet. I'll ask about the household discount. So if we select yes, these dependent questions will open up, and it would underwrite this here, or understand that we have a household discount. So it recognizes that cheaper price. But if we say no, it goes back to that original price here. So you want to enter the dependent answers there that it asks about if you say yes. So we're clicking continue, or moving to the next section. If you ever need to jump to a section, maybe you need to skip ahead a few sections, rather than clicking the continue button, you can always just click on the section on the right-hand side. It will take you right there. We'll enter our social security number. It'll pull in our Medicare Part A and Part B effective dates from earlier in the application. It will ask if we're in an open enrollment period. We'll say yes. And did we enroll in Medicare Part B in the last 6 months? We'll say no. And if we were doing a full underwriting situation, so maybe we're being fully underwritten here and we have health questions and things, the same thing applies, where if we enter something such as a drug or a health condition that would automatically decline us coverage, or we would not be eligible, we'll get a notification up here at the top of the screen, and it would populate here in red for us. So never worry that as you're going through the application that you're going to submit it and find out you entered something that would disqualify them from coverage. You'll actually be notified of that right away. So this is our previous or existing coverage information. We'll go ahead and answer each of these questions. Move to the next page. And as you can see, we're already almost halfway through this app. So it's very quick and easy to move through. It's very easy. It's going to ask about our method of payment. So if it's a wet signature option, we'll say no. But it's good to know that it is an option. If you ever want to do a wet signature, you can print it, sign it, mail it in. But again, for the eApp purpose, we'll say no today. We'll do automatic bank account withdrawal. We can choose our account type. We'll enter our routing number. And as we enter the routing number, the corresponding bank will come up, or financial institution. We'll enter that account number. This is not my real account number, so you won't have any luck there, but we'll go ahead and enter a fake one. Enter the first and last name, and then we can choose if we want to direct bill or automatic bank account withdrawal going forward. We can also choose if we want a recurring weekday or if we want to choose a particular day that we're billed on, so maybe the first of the month, and again, we'll hit continue. This next section is the to be completed by producer. So we'll choose where we want the policy delivered to. Sometimes it gives us the option to deliver it to the producer. We'll say that we've accurately recorded the information here by the applicant and that we've interviewed the applicant, and then we can add in any notes to underwriting here. You can also upload any documents such as a notice of termination and choose those files. And then you can go ahead and click verify application, meaning that everything's been entered and we want to go ahead and proceed with submitting this application. So we'll double check any of this information. You can see I have green check marks all the way down the right hand side. We have this complete icon at the top, and if we do notice we need to edit anything, maybe we mistyped an address or anything here, we can just click edit to go back into that section. So once everything looks good to go and we've double checked everything, we can either print for signature if we need a wet signature, or we can go ahead and click lock and e-sign. Go ahead and refresh the page here. It looks like it's saying we're not in good standing order, and it may be because we're in a testing environment here. I don't want to actually submit this today. So once we get to this point, we would want to go ahead and lock and e-sign. I'm going to take us in an application I've already started here. So I'm going to go back to view applications, and this is our e-application dashboard. So this is one I started earlier a couple days ago, and it was a test I created, and then you can of course see the one I just started today. I'm going to go back into the one I started earlier this week and see if we can show you the signature method here. So I'm going to jump to the very end, review and lock applications. We'll click lock and e-sign. See if it will let us. It may not because we're on this testing environment here. But if we do want to do the lock and e-sign method, all we'll have to do is we will say that we want the e-application signature to be an e-signature, and then it will email the email that we entered, which is why it was so important there at the beginning to get the correct email entered, and then it will send the applicant a link and a verification code, and all they'll have to do is click that link, enter the verification code, and then the e-application will be signed. So then once they sign that, we'll go back into the e-application dashboard, and it will tell us the status. So of course we're incomplete here, these still need to be signed, but once the applicant has signed it, it will say that it's been consented, and then once it's actually been submitted, we'll get a policy number here. So we'll populate that policy number, and then we can always go to the carrier website to track the status of that application and see if it's been issued. These applications will be stored in here for a predetermined amount of time. If we ever need to search our applications, maybe we have a lot of them here, we can simply type the first and last name in order to find these applications. But again, once you've actually submitted it, you will see the policy number there, and it will be in green, so you know that it's been submitted. You can always go in here and edit the applications or delete any if you want to go ahead and remove them. So we'll take us back to the dashboard here, which is the main page of this quoting tool. I hope that this was helpful for you today to see the Medicare Supplement e-application process. And again, if there's any questions, please let us know. Is there any questions today?
I have a couple actually, Taylor. One of them is, how do we know what all carriers are part of the eApp process? Are all of them automatically in the system, or are there some folks that do something different, or how does that work?
Great question. So we have several carriers that are currently live for the Medicare Supplement e-application, and we're in the process of onboarding several more. If you ever want to see which carriers we have live for the eApp, we can always go here and click on the left-hand side of your screen on your username here for the tool. And this is your account information. And this is a great point, John, because you can also update your license number here, your ID, so your NPM or your writing number. You can enter that here, but these would be all the carriers that have applications, e-applications on the tool. So if you ever need to update your number, you can always go here into your account and update that. But this is all the companies that have e-applications on our platform. You can just view that, again, by clicking your username on the left-hand side of your screen. This is also where you can update your personal information, such as your first and last name and your phone number as well.
Awesome, great information. The other question that popped up is, as we go through an eApp process, is there anything in there that tells us whether or not we have to collect money, or if it is taken through the draft automatically, or do we have to pick up a check, basically?
That's another great question. So in the payment section of the e-application where I entered in the routing and account number, that will automatically ask you for that when you're going through with the e-signature or using the e-application. The only time that you would want to use a check is if you need to collect that money or collect a check is if you're doing the wet signature option and you're mailing it into the carrier. But if you're ever doing the e-application here like we were, you'll never have to collect any money. You'll simply enter the bank or the banking information, and then that will all be automatically pulled from their account. So you won't have to collect any checks or money when using the eApp unless you would do a wet sign, and then you'd want to mail the check.
Awesome. Another reason to do it. Makes it all that much easier. Thank you. So that actually were the only two that came up during the presentation. If something else pops up, we'll follow up and make certain that we do that. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate that. A really cool way of demonstrating how the tool can really make our lives easier as agents, and particularly in our virtual environment where this is all can be done remotely. Awesome. So thank you. I'm going to snatch back control now and just actually pull up a few reasons why an agent would want to do this with us and take advantage of the CSG tool. So thank you once again, Taylor. One of the things I wanted to note is the fact that we have an opportunity for you to use a software system called SuranceBay that enables you to create an agent profile, collect all the data we need to contract you with multiple organizations, and you can do it electronically. One of the things that we encounter, much is where we see a push for a lot of the eApps from the different carriers, and hence the need for a tool like CSG's eApp function, is the fact that many times folks can't read our writing. And that comes into play too in the contracting process. This helps eliminate that, makes it faster to get you set up. There are certain companies that don't utilize the system, but the vast majority do, and this can be very helpful for you. We can also help you with obtaining discounted errors and admissions coverage to protect you and your financial assets. This is a program that you own and that you can use with any company you contract with, whomever the hierarchy is you're using to obtain that product. Obviously, we'd like as much of your business as possible, but we realize that there are circumstances where you've got a contract and this will cover you in that instance, as opposed to just adding you to a blanket policy for one carrier and you got to worry about what am I going to do with the rest. We also help keep your licenses in play through our relationship with WebCE, bundled continuing education programs that can help you stay current on your licenses as well. And we have a means for you to enhance your own benefit package through a modified guarantee issue DI policy you can take out on yourself, get paid commission on, and enhance your own benefit package and protect your ability to earn. Much as where today's presentation is being recorded, we have a library of past presentations that go into different tools such as what we discussed today, different marketing approaches such as working with providers or faith-based organizations, retail opportunities, that sort of thing. We also go through different product types and carriers that offer those programs, and those recordings are available for you 24/7 through either our website at premiersmi.com or through our YouTube channel, where these are posted for your use as well. I cannot emphasize enough the value of the Medicare Center program, the opportunities it has for you to compliantly pursue business, do so efficiently and effectively, and really enhance your entire situation, particularly in the world we live in now, the new normal that has us doing so many things electronically, telephonically, and things of that nature. So you have this tool available to you without cost as a contracted agent with Premier. Taylor gave us a demonstration of some of the programs that are available, or a glimpse at some of the programs. There are great cross-selling opportunities as well with this tool, and it's something that we'll also send a link to a brief podcast that speaks to cross-selling utilizing CSG as well, in addition to what you have witnessed with Taylor today. Many of the companies that you contract with also offer additional incentives, such as marketing dollars or bonuses, or even eligibility for trips or other merchandise. We wanted to make certain that you're aware of all the compensation that you are entitled to, and it is available on our website under the sales and marketing category here that gives you that detail. And those programs also help you qualify for Premier's incentive programs, which this last year was going to be a cruise. You know how that worked out in the midst of the pandemic, turned into a bunch of cash for a bunch of agents. So watch for those incentives as well. We also have programs to help get you in front of folks to use these tools. It includes a cold calling list, a contact list butted up against the do not call system that enables you to reach out to folks utilizing Ma Bell. A lot of folks do that for the MedSup. You saw some of the ancillary products that were also listed in the CSG actuarial tool. Dental programs are a great lead-in program. There are some other programs in there as well. A lot of attention being paid to the hospital indemnity programs at this time, because it's a natural adjunct sale to the Medicare Advantage programs, and the tool can actually have an influence on that for you, because there is a fill in the gap option, and that's something that will get you some information on as well. We also help you with the local area marketing, be it live or virtual, working through different programs such as the retail program that many agents took advantage of during the fall. It's a great way to continue that relationship throughout the year and take advantage of all the time that you put into investing of yourself into that program, but also ways to approach other centers of influence in the community, such as faith-based organizations, providers in the community, different tools that are available and recorded in that library of past presentations as well. Some of the carriers will generate prospects for you upon occasion. If you work the Medicare Advantage world and you work carefully with a carrier or two, well, there's possibilities there that they can get you additional marketing support. We do have internet lead programs and a direct mail support program. The direct mail program is based on production, deeply discounts the cost of doing mailings. It's a great way for you to be able to do that consistently, because any type of marketing program is kind of like your exercise program. If you do it every once in a while, you just, man, I feel the pain. I don't see a lot of the results. You do it consistently, that's where you're going to see some of the differences made and how it enables you to get in front of a whole bunch of people utilizing a tried and true system that works and has worked historically and still does. We work with particular vetted lead vendors in order to access that mail support, and that is a means for us to also help keep you compliant, because we make certain that the correspondence that goes out stays in line with the products that you are offering. We do also offer a program that gives you the ability to just look at some of the mail returns through two different organizations. This can be helpful in times where perhaps you have a budget crunch or you need something right away. Because if you set up a direct mail program, also a week to set it up, it's a week for it to go out, you have some time for the returns to come back. So it's not like a Facebook lead program where you have an opportunity to access people lickety-split, so to speak. A faster turnaround here, cost and the details of this program are available to you on request. We go through all this quite simply because it's an opportunity for us to discuss with you different possibilities we offer to help you enhance your business. And by doing so, we're enhancing ours as well, obviously, and we want that opportunity to work with you. So utilizing such tools as the CSG component within Medicare Center, it gives you the opportunity to make that part of your overall marketing plan. It enables you, particularly at this particular point in time in the world here, of expanding your propinquity. I wanted to use that word. You can reach out much further than you could in a live situation. Drive time would kind of suck up a whole bunch of your selling day. This gives you an opportunity to do things very efficiently, and incorporating it into your marketing plan can have a really strong positive effect on how you do business. So all that said and done, we recognize the fact that your most valuable asset is your time. We appreciate what you've invested with us today. We also want to make certain that we express our gratitude for the business that we've done together. Thank you for that. We appreciate that a great deal and look to enhance that situation for both of us moving forward as well. I want to check really quick to make certain that there aren't any additional questions that came in. We appear to be clean at the moment. So watch for the follow-up that will come as part of today's presentation. It'll include a link to this recording and additional information about some of the things that we promised you during the course of the presentation. And you can respond to that email to reach us. You can also call our office at through our toll-free number, 1-800-365-8208. Speak with the marketer that you've been working with. If you haven't one assigned to you or work with one, we can make certain we have a quality person there for you. And then, of course, you can always access information at our website, too, at premiersmi.com. All that said and done, until we have those conversations that we look forward to, I want to wish you good selling, and we look forward to speaking with you in the very near future. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.